Starting chapter 5 now today, and for chapter 5, the first 4 days are reviews, so plan on either knowing your stuff or watching a couple of short videos to review a whole bunch of rules that we need to know. So notice the learning target. The students will review the properties of logarithmics to expand and condense logarithmic expressions. So you need to remember a logarithm is basically an exponent. When I see log, that A is called the base, and we're going to use that terminology. The B is called the argument, and you need to know that word. I'm sorry, it doesn't look good, but that's argument. And C is going to be the exponent. Okay? Ooh, that looks bad. It asks you to take this and rewrite it exponentially. Base is A, the exponent is C, and it equals B. And again, you better know that this is my base, this is my exponent, and finally I have my argument. Okay, so going over that. Rules that you need to know. The ones that I star are rules I use tons. When I have division, I can rewrite it as subtraction. If I have subtraction to condense it, it would be division. So if I'm looking at it this way, this is expanding, making things bigger. And if I look at it going this way, oops, it didn't change colors, this would be condense, make things smaller. So if you're starting with this, going backwards. So division, subtraction, multiplication, addition, another one that we use a lot. This exponent one, it's not going to be a full star. I'm going to put a little dot in front of it. We use it. You need to remember that the exponent comes down in front, or the in front can come back up to the exponent. Log 10 equals 1, and remember, if it doesn't have a base written in here, that's 10, and I refer to this as common logs. So you need to know some terminology. And natural log, make sure I write that down. The natural log of E is 1. We use this a lot. And remember, its base, natural log has to be base E on that. So you've got your natural log, you got your common log. So for these, they're asking you to expand it out. So what's the first thing that you got to do? First thing you got to do is you've got to rewrite without the root. So rewrite without the square root. Okay, so if I do that, that is the natural log. Oh, remember your index is 2? That would be x to the 5/2 power. Okay, so now it's exponential. Think of the rules from above. That 5/2 can come down in front now. So as I expand this out, I get 5/2, the natural log of x. There is nothing else I can do with it. This is just a coefficient, and my argument done. So now I take a look at the last one on this page. And for this last one on the page, I see that this is a multiplication problem. If this is a multiplication problem, look above. That means to expand that out, this becomes the natural log of 3 times the natural log of E squared. So now, remember, I want to get everything out of the exponents and expand it out as far as I can. I see that that natural, or that 2 can come out in front, and I get the natural log of 3. Oops, I don't know why I put a multiplication sign there. After I said addition, add it on to 2 natural log of E. But there is a rule that I starred. Natural log of E equals 1. So I get the natural log of 3 plus 2 times 1, or the natural log of 3 plus 2. That would be expand it out. Okay, a couple more problems. Now we're going to go from condensed, and it's asking you to change these or express them out. So I see I have a root. What was one of the first things I have to do? I have to rewrite that as the natural log, and that root is x divided by 3x plus 2 quantity squared, and that's all raised to the 1/3 power. Now, this 1/3 power is going to be hooked on to everything. So when we bring this down in front, everything has that 1/3 hooked onto it, and I'm going to get 1/3, and I'm going to put it in a bracket, this natural log of x over 3x plus 2 squared. Okay, so now we got rid of that exponent. There's division in here. Looking at your sheet before, that means I can have the natural log. The top is always the positive, the bottom becomes the negative, and I get natural log of 3x plus 2 quantity squared. And then that squared is going to come out in front of that, and I get 1/3 of the natural log of x, subtract 2 natural log of 3x plus 2, and close it up. Now somebody's going to say there's an addition rule. No, if there's logs hooked onto each of those, there are, but that's my whole argument. I can't simplify that anymore. The only thing you could do if you wanted to, you could distribute this, and actually I would like you guys to do that. So my final answer would be 1/3 the natural log of x, subtract 2/3 the natural log of 3x plus 2. Okay, last one is asking you to write it as a single logarithmic expression. That means we can only write natural log once. Okay, so if that's the case, I look in front. Coefficients become exponents. Coefficients become exponents. Coefficients become exponents. Natural log of x cubed plus the natural log of y squared, subtract the natural log of z to the 4th. Okay, so it's getting smaller. Addition means that I'm going to multiply them, and then it's being divided. So guess what? Natural log written once. There's an x to the 3rd times a y squared. That's my multiplication, and it's being divided by a z to the 4th. Okay? That would be my simplified answer. Okay, last example. It is asking us to condense this. Now, on my sheet, I don't know if it didn't show up on your sheet too, there was a bracket around that last part. So basically, that means this 3/2 is going to be raised to everything, because notice it's in brackets. Also, I do see a typo. This should be a minus sign, so I just made it a minus sign. Okay, first step, natural log of x squared plus 1, subtract the natural log of x plus 1, subtract the natural log of x minus 1, and now it's all raised to the 3/2 power. Okay, so now in here there's subtraction, and you need to be careful with this. So as I rewrite this as 1 natural log, the positive terms go on the top. So the x squared plus 1 is on the top. This is a negative, so it goes on the bottom. X plus 1. This is also a negative, and x minus 1 goes to the bottom. And then this whole thing is raised to the 3/2 power. Now, I'm okay with you stopping here. The book will rewrite this as the, oops, erase. Sorry. The book will rewrite it as the natural log of the square root of x squared plus 1 all over x plus 1 times x minus 1. And then they would either cube everything here, or I could have put the cube on the outside. This would be more of a book solution. And your assignment is out of the book, so you need to make sure that you take a look at that. So take a look at your assignment sheet. If you want to, you can take a look right here. On page 331, you have 3A, that's one problem, 5A, that's 2, 19, 21, 23, 25, 27, 29, 31, 33, 35. You have 11 problems to either expand or condense for homework. Notice the Tuesday we come back, there's a test. And it's going to be there. So you guys need to know that this is all over review stuff. You need to practice it now. So good luck. And if you need help, come see me.